The intention behind the emergence is that we are all magnificent beings in human disguise. And over our life's experiences, our human disguise gets fractured, and then we lose that connection to the magnificent being that we are. That's one point. The other point is that there is an equal amount of magnificence in each one of us. No one has more, no one has less. It's exactly the same. And we have different fractured human disguises, which create the extreme reactions that we have. So the intention behind the emergence journey is for people to emerge into their true selves and connect to the magnificent beings that they are and recognize that magnificence in each and every other person.
I mean, I've been meaning to do it, but why I did it this particular time was pure serendipity. Everything that had queued up in order for me to be here, just literally back to back, perfect timing.
It's hard for me to just separate the money process from just, to compartmentalize them in different components. When I look at that string from writing down the beliefs that we burned and set into the ocean to standing with our feet in the ocean and Minu guiding us to feel connected to all beings in the sphere, the message that came through to me was that I am beautiful the way I am, and that I'm perfect. And then as we went inside and went into the vibrational place and just the guided meditation of imagining what the future could bring, just pure beauty, literally just I see the power that I have to just step into what I'm creating and what we are creating here.
When I got into this situation that seemed to snowball no matter what I was doing, I was taking actions based on what I had learned was the proper way to deal with the situation. I was in communication when I'm supposed to be in communication. As soon as you know that you can't fulfill on an agreement, to be in communication and to be open about it and to make another promise, which is what I was doing at school. And no matter what I did, the situation seemed to take on a life of its own. It just snowballed, and I kept taking actions to prevent things from happening. And no matter what I did, it just kept on snowballing. So I contacted Manu and I asked her if she would have a coaching call, if she could give me some coaching. And we had been out of touch except through Facebook. And she said yes. So we started talking about the default intention.
The retreat, it's called the Emergence Journey, and it's a journey of emerging into your true self. It's based on the 7 pillars of living an extraordinary life, where all aspects of your life can coexist with ease, joy, and grace. I am one of the 7 masters, and my expertise is really in this whole reinvention paradigm, where you reinvent your life coming from the essence of who you are. So you become at the source of your life. That's my focus. We start the journey quite earlier on by visiting an amazing Balinese master, and his expertise is, we call him the Dukun. He's a Balinese medicine man.
So the healer was fantastic. You sit down for a moment and he's like, so what's wrong with you? How can I help you? And you just want to say, I don't know. I'm just not as happy as I should be, as I feel I should be. Can you fix me? And I go to the 3 common areas of support: my heart, my stomach, and my mind. And so he sits me down and he starts playing with my ears and everything, and he's like, he noticed some pressure points here that hurt. I'm like, okay. And then he's like, all right, lay down. and he starts pressing the different points on my toes, and stomach, spleen, kidney, okay, no pain. And then he presses on the pressure point in my mind, and I'm like, ow. He's like, yeah, that hurts. I'm like, yeah.
He either intuitively knows the body so well, and then the spirit, that he just confirmed what I had already knew intuitively about myself, and what two doctors have confirmed, that I have some sort of form of gastritis. Or he's just trained so incredibly well, seeing people that actually he knows the connections of the body and the spirit and what's happening in our lives. He just somehow has developed these skills, and I was fascinated with that.
I just want to be living in integrity with myself, and I want to be operating from a place of conviction and direction and focus, and I believe that the source can provide that. My intention in being here is to really check in with myself, and to listen, and to check in with what I want to be doing, with how I want to be spending my time, with who I want to be, what's going to personally fulfill me to the point where I am just living the pure joy that I know I deserve, and I know that I have within me. The other stuff is pure bullshit that I allow to just clutter and to fill my world. But it's not satisfying me to the point, and this is my one time here on this planet.
The Emergence is based on 7 pillars of living an extraordinary life, where all aspects of life coexist. And the first pillar is based on a premise that life is a game, and that we are programmed to win the game of life, and we are always winning it. So just like with any game, there is an intention of the game, and the team that fulfills the intention wins the game. So similarly, we have an intention for our game of life, and we are always winning it. That intention was created at some point when it was a survival instinct, and it has become a default intention since then. So from that point on, we are always winning it, and it's a default intention that we are winning, right? So what is a default intention? A default intention is a perception that we form about people, that people are a certain way. And where that comes from is that at a soul level, there is a growing recognition that we are all one as a soul. And then we take birth on this planet. Our birth on this planet is for us to understand about relationships. So we take birth on this planet and we come out, and then suddenly there is duality. There is me and him and her and all that stuff going on. And the souls that we were all united with before suddenly see themselves as distinct from us. So we form a view about people are a certain way, and that allows us to survive, right? And that becomes the intention of our game of life. We are not born with it, it's a survival instinct. So we practice it and we practice it and we practice it and we practice it until it completely takes over what is our mastery, which is the essence of who we are, right? And the world revolves around a tick in the box experience, where we go from one situation to another, one relationship to another, and it starts off really well, and then in the end it starts to go in the direction of like the previous relationship. We go from one job to another. The boss is great, the work environment is wonderful, and after a while it's like, oh, there's some similarities between the previous boss and this one. Well, actually, it's your perception, your default intention gets people to operate in that way, so that they are consistent with your default. So you have that experience, you end the job, tick in the box, right? Job done, move on to the next one. You're always winning, you're always winning, you're always winning. That's the default intention. So my default is that people take advantage of my generosity and screw me over. And my source is I love leaving people truly, madly, deeply in love with themselves.
Hey, my name is Sai. I love leaving people committed. I love leaving people committed to what's real and massively inspired. What you can count on me for is to hold that space of inspiration while we all go through this process together.
Hey guys, Adam, Grim, and I love leaving people connected, fired up to share their gifts. And you can count on me to motivate and inspire you to share your gifts with the world.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I love leaving people being courageous, living in their light, and causing miracles. You can count on me for generating light and being inspiring.
The poem emerged from all these years of Minu and I doing this work and meeting other people that have dreams of making the impossible possible here in the world. So it's been a constant evolution, I say. You know, not so much an evolution where we come from where we're from, more like what's coming to us from here now. So it's grown from there.
Om Shri Mahalakshmi Jai Swaha. Om Shri Mahalakshmi Jai.
You have not. This is my first emergence. Yes. It's been wonderful for me. It's been it's really giving me the tools and the framework for some things that I've already known, but gives me a real practical way to really synthesize it and protect myself and to honor my source. So.
Good. Yeah, you have a really big mission in life, and I don't say that to like kind of freak you out or anything, but you've been to do wonderful things.
I am shocked at how quickly she and the guides were just able to just go right in. Like, what, literally within seconds of sitting down, she's like, I don't normally say this, but you're here for a special reason on this planet. And I believe that. I take full responsibility for what that means. That's why I'm here. And I honor that completely. So it's just another reaffirmation. As I've said all along about this week, it's not earth-shattering, but it's an affirmation of things that I've already known to be true. And what I'm getting from this experience thus far, and that will carry me, are the tools in which I can really step into and be the master that I need to be and that the world needs me to be. And that's what I want.
It's just to really feel ease and peace within me, and the grace and gratitude, and being fulfilled. I'm laughing more than I've laughed in many, many years since my father's death. I just feel really, really, really light, and it feels permanent. It doesn't feel like a temporary fix at all. So that's an enormous breakthrough that came from the completion around my father's death and the work with Omiyan and all the work we did previous to that.
The big lessons that I'm taking away from the emergence journey that I've given myself this week are that I need to love myself, that I need to live in my source for me. If I want to give it and live it for the world, And it's all happening at this moment to just show me that if I stand in my truth, if I stand in my source, in my strength, and stay true to myself, that everything will work out the way that it should be.